Welcome to my personal best slash worst slash most disappointing slash most anticipated list for 2025. It's time for the Alpha Awards, baby! It has been just a fantastic year for myself, but especially when it comes to video games. In fact, it has been so extremely unusually great that I haven't played a bad game, personally. But one definitely will be on the worst game spot anyway, and with good reason. So stay tuned, or you can always drop a guess below in the comments. I have played some oldies, and I've played remakes of some of my favorites, so there's a lot of options to choose from. As always, these are just my personal choices, and they don't necessarily have to be released this year, so yeah, you should keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Now to the main event. Grab a soda pop, popcorn, sit back and relax, and enjoy on the house. A game can be disappointing while also not being bad. The next entry is unfortunately one of those case and points. Avowed, made by Obsidian. At the time of the reveal, I was a hyped boy. And considering that Oblivion is my favorite The Elder Scrolls entry, this looked like something in between that and Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. So I was pretty much at the edge of my seat when the trailer dropped. The stark disparity between what was shown and the later trailers, well, it's puzzling. Now before you go off, I think the game was decent. I had some fun from time to time. I found the combat especially to be surprisingly engaging, slinging spells and using powerful magic to just crush your foes in a first-person RPG, while making it satisfying. A hard feat, but they pulled it off. The game begins to fall apart when looking at the world though, RPG potential and honestly, even replayability. It was decent, but not more than that. Areas and towns was fairly well made, but turns out that they were also vapid and lacking any real life to them. I would have also liked a more grim world, with a heavier focus on mature themes. You can check out some of the details in Crobcat's video. I think they pretty much summarize the problems I have with the world and the lack of life in them. I don't have any real hate for Obsidian, but I think their glory days are behind them. Who knows? Hopefully, I am wrong. I absolutely love ninjas, and I absolutely love ninja games. I absolutely love Japan.
Everybody wears kimono.
Samurais are okay, I guess. And yet somehow, while ticking all the boxes that I just love, I would never play Assassin's Creed Shadows, even if by some divine intervention, the main man from Ubisoft would show up at my doorstep and hand me the game personally, and for me, this is just unprecedented. The whole recipe of Shadows should be a slam dunk, but in reality it was a fading, low whimper of potential being squashed. That said, I have no doubt that Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't necessarily the worst game, but from everything that I've seen and everything that I've heard and read, this can probably be attributed to be the final nail in the coffin for Ubisoft past. Their aversion from quality. Fans have been literally begging for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan with samurais and ninjas since the first or second game, but I think they forgot that Ubisoft isn't really what it used to be. And going into 2026, I'll leave my fond memories of them in the past with their older games, but it's just sad. I think that in the end this game just turned out to be a colossal failure. Maybe not monetarily, but definitely otherwise. With that out of the way, let's switch up and start looking ahead into the next year for the next game of the year. While this year has been just fantastic for gaming, like I mentioned before. 2026 seems to continue that trend. The Dusk Bloods look stylistically incredible, with a heavy aspect of actual role-playing and seemingly many different paths to take. Neo 3 will let me unleash my hack and slash action satisfaction that's been brewing for a while, with a plethora of weapons and no doubt hard boss fights. And we can't forget about the love child of the internet, Grand Theft Auto 6 either. That's sure to sell like hotcakes. Although all of these and Heroes Olden Era look promising, I'm leaning more into the aspect of horror. So personally, Resident Evil Requiem, from the little that we've seen, or at least I have seen, seems to be another entry in the recently highly successful line of Resident Evil games. This time with the main character being the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from Outbreak. It seems like Requiem will have a higher focus on actual horror, a return to our beloved Raccoon City with the now broken down police station, and a lot of yet to be big reveals, I am sure. If this is anything close to the Resident Evil 4 remake in terms of quality, then I can't wait to get scared halfway to death, replay it multiple times, and learn even more about the story. Man, I just can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. At the start of this year, I was looking for new gaming adventures. And since I had Xbox Game Pass, I stumbled upon a game I had seen earlier. 9 Souls, a Metroidvania game with a lot of influences from East Asian culture, mythology and folklore, with a cyberpunk flavor. My first impression were that this would be a more laid-back and relaxing experience, with a lot of atmospheric locales and a chill soundtrack, but the mask quickly dropped and a decently difficult game took its place, with a lot of mature themes betraying the art style. The story's themes asked a lot of questions, especially about coming to terms with the past and the person you eventually become. And ultimately, it had a really satisfying conclusion as well. 9 Souls offered a lot for its asking price, and I had a blast overall. Both fighting the challenging bosses, but also trying to find and figure out the puzzles, hidden areas and other tasks. Finally, the soundtrack was great to just listen to while getting immersed in the game and setting. I cannot recommend this game enough. It was delightful from start to finish. Swedish indie devs have been crushing it these past years. Everything from Valheim to Satisfactory to Are We There Yet and Hotline Miami? Is Hotline Miami made by Swedish devs? Give me a sec. Huh, I didn't even know. But among those are the recent horror co-op multiplayer game R.E.P.O, my number 4 pick for the list. R.E.P.O is a physics-based game where you need to retrieve valuable items to one/multiple sections within a map while monsters roam about, which definitely isn't funny at all. Whoa, fuck's sake.
Is everyone alive?
Nope. Ah! It's a simple premise, but that's what makes this game so addicting. The chaotic nature and unavoidable laughing fits, but also those clutch moments where someone on your squad locks in after the rest is dead, to just save it. And now with the recent monster update, even more content have been added, including new terrifying monsters. I'll sing to the high heavens about how much fun there is to be had with R.E.P.O and a few friends, and supporting indie devs that just happens to be Swedish makes it even easier. Despite my aversion to actively reflecting on my being and sense of self, the unavoidable heat death of the universe and my untimely demise, I find myself being sort of drawn to games where such topics are front and center. Soma being one of my all-time favorites, but it also fucked me up for a long time and still affects me to this day. Bloober Team has made a few good horror games before, but this year, with Cronos: A New Dawn, they hit the bullseye. The game draws heavily from Poland and its history, but set in an alternate reality. An outbreak results in a barren future where mutated, merged creatures runs rampant. You awaken in this very same future with the purpose to sort of preserve humanity, which basically means you'll need to first find time rifts, go back in time, and retrieve essences of a select few humans. Your tasks are simple, but the story and unknowables is what makes it so interesting. Going back reveals even more about what really occurred, and other recordings and anomalies fill in the void even further, so you sort of begin to speculate about everything that has happened before. Cronos was one of the few games I replayed fully, going in blind the first time, followed by a more informed second playthrough where I understood concepts and the lore even better. And I still had fun the whole time through. It takes inspiration from many other creations. The game still somehow feels like a different beast, and it stands on its own two legs in the end. Playing through it on NG Plus will result in a new ending that you can choose, and that ending represents a bright future for Bloober Team, one that I look forward to immensely. The wait was long, but man was it worth it. Imagine extending development because you enjoy it so much and want to polish the game even further. I guess that's just Team Cherry for you. A little over 8 years later, and Silksong soars onto the gaming world, quickly becoming a massive success. The varied locations, traversal and difficulty is similar, but at the same time different enough from Hollow Knight to feel fresh and fun. Adding to the variety is all these crests you can find throughout the game, which fundamentally alters your moveset, reach and speed, even shaking up the amount and type of lockets you can sock into them. Along your journey you'll also come across other bugs which further enforce the state of Farloom, not game bugs but literal bugs in this case. This world is just full of secrets, beautiful vistas, and a cohesive and varied soundtrack echoing the places you visit. It's clear that the creators have this old school mentality. Not every place needs to have a reward, not every scenario needs a reward except the reward itself. They have distinctly mentioned the aversion to games becoming more gamified and decided to go in the completely opposite direction. And oh boy, did it pay off. This wasn't really the best game I have ever played, and nor is it the most memorable, but it was, for sure, fantastic from start to finish. Hours just flew by and I wanted to explore every nook and cranny. I got overjoyed when I just happened upon a secret or somehow got into an area I maybe wasn't supposed to be in yet. I just love to see people that love their craft succeed, and with Silksong they exceeded everyone's expectations. Before the number one entry, my game of the year, let's just take a quick peek at 3 of the honorable mentions that I played this year that just missed out on the official entries. So let's check them out.
This should work.
Shut up and get out of my room! Latest power! Strike!
Impossible!
That's your opening!
Time to go offend.
we're the only ones left.
It's incredibly rare that a game occupies my thoughts whenever I'm not playing it. It's extremely unusual for the same game to provide an increasing level of entertainment whenever I am playing it. It's almost impossible for the same game to be considered top 20 games ever made in my book. But here we are, and Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, has achieved every formally mentioned criteria. It starts out a bit slow, joyful, and then it ramps up to 11 immediately, and from there on it never lets up. All the while showcasing that this will be a story with gravitas and grief, not taking your emotional well-being into consideration. Expedition 33 has mature themes with believable, multi-dimensional characters and dialogue. The story masterfully piques your interest and strings you along the entire journey as you go through hardships, difficult encounters, and magnificent locations, almost dreamlike at times. Not a minute felt wasted, and the story made me sit idle and reflect multiple times. Along with Along with Lorien's flawless score, which cannot be understated, and the ending that never fails to leave me choked up, sometimes even full on crying. This game will not leave my subconscious for a long time, perhaps ever. Expedition 33 made me realize that it wasn't really me aging or losing the love I had for games I played in the past. Rather, it was that games nowadays seldom holds the same standard, aren't as polished, nor are they crafted with the focus of quality at the forefront. They lack the mark of actual love for creating something special, something memorable, with love and dedication to the vision. Team Silent, R&D 1, id Software, Looking Glass Studios, Square, and Valve stands among the greats in the history of video game development. If Sandfall continues making fantastic games like this, I can see them joining that group as well. That's how good Clair Obscur really is. And that wraps up this list. Another year, a great year, is approaching its end. 2026 is just lurking behind the corner, and with luck, it will be as good as this year has been, perhaps even better. I played a lot of great games this year, and I had a lot of great moments too. I cherished the moments that I shared with my family and friends the most. So I want to thank you all for this year, and thank you for your continued support. It's just insane. You know what? Let's rest up and prepare for another one. Thank you so much for watching all of my shenanigans. It really means a lot. I wish you all a happy holiday and a wonderful new year. Thank you again, and I'll be seeing you. Goodbye.